Hello, this is Dan Valentine. I am Presidential Director with Take Shape for Life, and I'm excited to bring this training to you. You know, the genesis of this training is I've been working really closely with some incredible coaches who are trying to reach some great goals by the end of the month. And I've noticed that I've been going over some of the same ideas with these coaches several times, and I figured, you know what, there's got to be a lot of people out there, a lot of coaches that are striving for these goals that would absolutely be served by knowing some of these ideas. So I put this together for you, a training about massive action. This is 12 simple steps to help you reach your goal now. Now, I'm taking this from the angle of end of the month. We got 4 or 5 days left, maybe a week left in the month, and you're really shooting to hit a goal. But these ideas are not only good for the end of the month. As a matter of fact, if you'll apply these ideas throughout the month consistently, then you won't have a mad dash at the end of the month to reach a goal. But I do know sometimes outside of your control, you've done everything you could at the end of the month. You're 3 clients away or 4 clients away or 8 clients away and only a few days to go, and this training is for you. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we are going to get started. All right, so here it is, the Massive Action Plan, 12 simple actions to help you reach your goal now. Love this quote here, the path to success is to take massive, determined action. Here we go. First of all, warning, this training is only for coaches that are willing to work hard to achieve a desired goal. This is not for coasters. This is not for floaters. This is not for people that just want to take whatever comes to them. This is for people who are ready to put their head down, work hard, get messy, find the time, do the action to reach your goal. You've made a decision that there's a goal that you're going to reach, and nothing is going to stop you from reaching that goal. You know, I always say this, what I love about Take Shape for Life is the fact that on the other side of us reaching our goals, more lives are changed. So reach for those goals, strive for them, do everything that it takes, because people's entire lives and families, and who knows how many people they're going to reach through the ripple effect, those lives will be changed. So it's worth it. So here we go. First of all, don't spend a lot of time training right now, especially if it's near the end of the month. It is not going to serve you well to sit down and watch 11 hours of training videos, binge watch training. This is not the time to do that. Now, I know it sounds kind of funny because I'm actually doing a training right now, and I probably sent this video to you and said, watch it, or another coach maybe tagged you in this post or sent this to you. But this video is the exception. This is just an action list, and I'm going to try to fly through it as fast as possible because I do not want you spending time in training. You've got to get out there and do it. No matter how much you learn about farming, the harvest is not going to come in until you get those seeds out there in the ground, and you get out of the farmhouse, and you bring in the harvest, okay? So action is absolutely the key. Here we go. The secret is this. It's multiple streams. Some of you here are really good at acquiring clients a couple of ways. I'm going to give you 12 different ways that you can acquire clients and help people. Now, the challenge for you is to do all of these things, all 12 of these things. Don't pick and choose. You're going to be tempted to do the ones that are easy for you. And you're going to look through the list and go, I'll do this one and I'll do that one. This strategy works when you make a determination that you're going to at least try to do everything in the list. And what that means is you've got multiple streams then running into your business of people that you're being exposed to. And remember, we're looking for people that are looking for us. But you know what? Some people don't know we're out here. So we've got to get ourselves out there, and this is the way to do it. Because you know what? If one of those streams that you're used to has dried up, how many times have I talked to a coach that said, you know, I've posted 1 billion times on Facebook and just nobody's responding anymore. Well, you know what? There's a ton of other things you can do. And you may be great at posting on Facebook, but you got to get out of your comfort zone. Don't pick and choose. Try to do as many of these as possible, as quickly as possible. Don't let a bunch of time go by. Don't put this list down. You're in action. You've taken the time to watch this video. You've communicated to somebody that you want to reach that goal by the end of the month, that you're going to make something out of this, that you're going to change some lives. So follow through and do the action. You know, I said there's simple action steps, and there's a difference between simple and easy. They're not all easy. Some of them are gonna drive you right out of your comfort zone. You're gonna want to run away from the ideas. I challenge you, do all of them. All right. And I said this here in the PowerPoint. I've never ever seen this not work for someone who's willing to apply the action. you will reach your goal. I've seen coaches be able to reach 5, 6, 7 people in a day, maybe 2 days, because they wanted it that bad and they were willing to work hard. And I guarantee you, you've got a business coach that's willing to run with you hip to hip and help you achieve that goal if you show that you're willing to do the work and you're willing to apply these ideas. So very first thing before we get into the 12 ideas, remember your why. This is really, really important. You know, we talk to our clients about their why for losing weight. Well, remember your why. Otherwise, if you don't remember your why, then this list just becomes another bunch of things in your to-do list. It just becomes, you know, getting people on the phone and sharing about the program just becomes another complication in your schedule to figure out, another thing on your list. And you know what? You can't view it as another thing on your to-do list, another event in your calendar that you have to do. It's important that you remember why you're doing this in the first place. That Take Shape for Life, not only is it changing lives, but it's a solution to a problem in your life. It may be an answer to a prayer. Do you remember that? Do you remember when you first got into it and how exciting you were? How excited you were about coaching? And do you remember why? Do you remember the dreams that you had? Go back to that point. Think of it as a ladder to your dreams. That's what this is. When you think of it in those terms, it's going to be easy to do these things. You're going to love to do it. You're going to fall in love with reaching people. So remember your why. Obviously, helping people is always number one. That's what we're all about. But you know, it doesn't stop there. The great thing is, in Take Shape for Life, it's a win-win-win. Everybody wins. You help people, and their lives get changed, and you get compensated. All right? There's nothing wrong with that. You know, Megan and I got into coaching. It wasn't about the money for us. It never has been. Even to this day, we just wake up going, who can we help today? But you know what? The money does matter, and it has made a difference in our lives. So I want you to think about that. It's allowed us to be extremely generous. It's allowed us to move across the country, have a beautiful house where we can host coaches and pastors from around the country. It's allowed us to have our girls and our little guy in the school that we want. It's allowed us to be very generous at our church. It's allowed us to be generous to some of you that are watching this video and helping you get started, helping clients get started. It represents a whole lot of things. So ask yourself, how will that extra income impact your life? It's not about the money, you're right, but it is about what that money represents. When you reach your goal and you get that extra $200 or $500 or $1,000 or whatever it is, what does that mean in your life? How does an extra $1,000 or $2,000 a month impact your life? How does an extra $4,000 or $5,000 impact your life? Think that through, and these things become a lot easier to do. You become a lot more motivated and inspired to get after it and reach that goal. It's not just about a rank. It's about way more than that. All right, so here we go. We're going to jump in. Massive action plan, 12 simple actions to reach your goal and reach it now. First of all, you've heard me teach you about this before, your 100 list. Here's the deal. Just start conversations. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. Megan and I applied this since our second month of coaching. We sat down before the first of every month and we created a list of 100 people that we wanted to reach out to that month. And what we did is we contacted 15 people per day for the first 7 days of the month. And we just started conversations. Most of this was done through Facebook, and most of it only took 15 to 20 minutes a day to do that. And by 1 week into every month, we had 100 conversations going. You know, some conversations take 6 months to produce anything, to turn into anything, for even health to come up. Some only take a day. Some take a couple days. It's different for everyone, but you got to start those conversations. You know, we had 900 conversations we had started by the time we were looking at being presidential directors. And this is one of the things that allowed us to do that. So if you're trying to reach a goal right now at the end of the month, maybe 100's too many. Maybe you'll try to do 50. The point is follow this strategy. And then I would really encourage you, apply this strategy at the first of every single month. Start 100 conversations. Here's how it works. Create a list of 100 people or whatever number you come up with. I've heard this many times. I don't know 100 people. I can't. You can see in the PowerPoint there, I said blah on that because it's not true. Have you sat down and tried to do it, or do you have a concept that you don't know that many people? Sit down, pray about it, think about it, sit down and start to create the list. And you will be surprised at how many people you come up with. I was on a training the other night where we took 2 minutes to come up with as many people as we could think of. One person was able to come up with 35 people in a list in just 2 minutes time. Sit down and do it. If you run out of people, you can't think of people, start thinking through circles you're in. Church, maybe a fitness club or a fitness class, a mom's group, a Bible study, whatever kind of group you're part of. Think through those. Go to your Facebook page and look through your friends. That'll inspire you to think of people. Think through family, friends. Look through your phone's contact list. Look at your Christmas card list. All that. You're going to be able to come up with 100 people. And then here's the strategy real quick. Make sure you're friends with all of them on Facebook. And this sounds like it takes a lot of time. It really doesn't. Just stop watching some of those cat videos and surfing around on Facebook, doing nothing. Apply that time to growing your business, and you'll be in a different place. That's all we did. All right, so make sure you're friends with all of them on Facebook, and then go into their page, like one or two of their posts. Don't do a million of them or you come across like a stalker, and then comment on one of their posts. Again, don't comment on a bunch of them, because if you haven't talked to that person in a while, they're going to be like, what does he want? What does she want? So make a comment on one. Love the picture of your dog skydiving. That was so cool. Whatever. And what you're going to do is you're going to make a comment, and then what you're going to do is send them a private message and just say hi. That's how you start the conversation. It's like walking up to somebody you see in the mall. Hey, how's it going? I used to ask Eric Hunsberger, my coach, Eric, how do I start these conversations? It was so funny. It was like this epiphany to me. He goes, just say hi. I'm like, oh, duh. I'm not supposed to go figure out how to get the conversation to health and say I have something to tell you about. No, just say hi first. Start conversations. The more conversations you start, the more opportunity that conversation is going to lead to health. Maybe it's someone you haven't talked to in a while, and you're going to say, hey, I haven't seen you since college. It's so great. Found you on Facebook. Just wanted to say, hey, what's new with you? Your kids look beautiful. Just wanted to say hi. And then they're going to come back and they're going to say hi. Maybe they're going to look at your Facebook wall. That's what a lot of people do when they haven't heard from somebody. They're going to see some posts about you losing a bunch of weight or health posts, and chances are they're going to bring it up. They want to find some common ground to talk about, so they're going to tell you a little bit about their life, and then they're going to say many times, hey, I noticed you lost 60 pounds. That's so awesome. And sometimes they'll even say, how did you do it? Then they're the ones asking. So the key is just to start those conversations, and then once those conversations are going, look for opportunities to bring up any part of the trilogy that you think would benefit them. And don't worry if you don't hear back from them in a week, in 2 weeks, in a month. Let it sit. Let it simmer, unless they're on this second list. And here's the second thing. And don't worry, all these action items are not going to take this long. That's the longest one. We're going to fly through the rest of them. All right, here's the second thing on your list. Contact 10 people that are on your heart. First and foremost, again, create another list. This list is different. This is a list of people that you already have permission in their life. You've got enough relationship where you could pick up the phone or you could send a text and you could say, hey, you've been on my heart. As you know, I lost 60 pounds, or as you know, I've gotten out of debt, whatever it is. And, I can't get you out of my mind. And I really think you would benefit from this. Would you be willing to just take a look and just hear what it's about? That's it. That, for some of you, that just pushed you so far out of your comfort zone. You've heard it said before, call your scared list. Who's the people you're most scared to reach out to, but you're supposed to? Just do it. I love what Tia Wood says. Do it. So you're scared, you're afraid. Well, you know what? Do it afraid. That's right. You're afraid. Walk into your fears, kick fear in the face, and just do it. Do it afraid. They don't know. It's just this internal battle that's going on in your mind and your heart. Just get out there and just do it. Action drives out fear. That's what this whole massive action plan is about. Mass action drives out fear, and that's what you're doing. So number 2, contact 10 people who are on your heart. All right, these next ones are going to go pretty fast. Make sure you take notes or download the list that's with this post, if there is one, and make a checklist that you're going to start checking off as soon as you get off this training. All right, number 3, post on Facebook. I could spend so much time on this, but there are other trainings out there, so I'm not. But post on Facebook multiple times so that everybody sees it. I said it earlier, because of how the Facebook algorithms work, the majority of your friends on Facebook don't see all of your posts. A lot of them don't see any of your posts. So you've got to do multiple posts. multiple times. Even, if you're trying to hit a goal by the end of the month, I would recommend you do 2 or 3 posts a day. Now, some of you just went, no way, I post once a week. I don't want my whole life to be about health. And here's where I go into that next point, sidebar about concepts. You know what? If you want to reach people, get over being worried about what they think about you. You know what? In our business, we've been able to help over 3,000 people in the last year because we didn't care. Or I should say we did care at the beginning. I had one client for the first 3 weeks as a coach because I had a concept and I didn't want people to think certain things. But as soon as I got over that with the help of my coaches, as soon as I got over that and decided, you know what, my life has been impacted by this and I want to impact other people's lives and I'm going to do whatever it takes. And if somebody thinks I'm posting too much, you know what, I want to ask you a question, a very specific question about that if you've got this concept. If somebody thinks, wow, Dan sure is posting a lot about health. What's he into now? Here's my question I want you to really think about in your own life. So what? So what if somebody thinks that? Isn't it much more important to you to reach your goals, to have that financial freedom, to help change people's lives? And I've had people that have made comments, actually very few over the last year. And you know what? Every single person that made a comment, wondering why I'm posting so much, this and that, has come back to me after 6 or 7 months and said, okay, I'm ready to hear about this program. I see you're not going away. And I've just seen some stuff that's connected with me. So post multiple times. Don't be afraid to do that. If you've got some concept about it, talk about it with your business coach. And here's the best way to post. Be real, be raw, be vulnerable. Tell your story. I said post 2 or 3 times a day. I don't mean they're all before and after pictures. All right, that'll get old. Tell your story. You know what? We just had family pictures for the first time. I didn't have to hide behind my kids. I wasn't ashamed. Do you want that feeling? Contact me. I'd love to help you. Just tell parts of your story. If you were to sit down and tell your story of your life change, it would probably take you a couple hours, right? If you really just so what you want to do with Facebook is you want to chop that story up and you're going to tell different parts. Every day you run into something in your life that's been changed because it takes shape for life. Be real about those things. Throw it out there. Let people know. Encourage people. Inspire people. You've heard it before. Awaken intrinsic motivation. You can do that with your posts. You can inspire people. You can awaken something inside of people so they go looking for you. Use pictures. A lot of times just text posts anymore don't get seen. So try to use some kind of picture that represents what you're posting. Post about just your life in general. Let people see that you have a good life, a fun life, a real life. Post about stuff that's not that great in your life. Just be out there, be public. Let people share in your life and they will trust you. All right. Maybe create some urgency. For example, if maybe you could post, say, hey, I've got 5 spots left for November. Get a hold of me, first 5 people before the end of the month. Maybe you've got some kind of, cash on account or discount or some way to help people or scholarships, whatever. Just try to create some kind of urgency, especially if it's at the end of the month. But even more than just creating urgency, it's really about consistency. And so I really encourage you to do that. The next thing too, and this is something that is very important. Post on other social media. You know what? I'm on Facebook quite a bit now just because our business is so wrapped around that. It's how we communicate with coaches and people and clients and all these things. I used to make fun of Megan for being on Facebook every night. I'm like, I hate Facebook. I never go to Facebook. And I wouldn't. I was an Instagram guy, and I would have my Instagram posts automatically post to Facebook. So it looked to people like I was active on Facebook. But I never, ever, 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 ever went to Facebook to look at what other people were posting. So if Eric Hunsberger hadn't posted a picture, actually Doug and Tia Woods before and after picture on Instagram, I would not be a client right now. My life would not be changed. I would not be a coach. None of those 3,000 people, some of you coaches who are watching, you've been impacted because Eric Hunsberger posted that picture on Instagram. So be sure to post on some other social media avenues, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, whatever else people are using these days. I don't know, the kids these days, whatever. But find that thing, whatever it is, and post. A consistent thing you could do throughout the month, if it's not this rush at the end of the month, build up your followers in all these areas. Post consistently. Do you see how you can apply these things, not just to get a bunch of clients at once at the end of the month, but if you do these things consistently, you're going to be able to help so many people and achieve some incredible, incredible goals. All right, number 5. These are very simple. These also take you getting out of your comfort zone. I'm not going to train on these a lot because there's plenty of training out there. But ask clients for referrals. Ask them if they know anybody who'd love to get healthy. Offer them a $5 or $10 Starbucks gift card, or offer them a referral fee or whatever. Number 6, ask clients to post on their Facebook page and tag you in the post. It's a great way for them to include other people in their health journey. It's a great way for them to have another layer of accountability. And if you're coaching them well, I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about that. Good client support makes number 5 and 6 really easy. But call up all your clients right now and say, hey, would you be willing to post something on Facebook? I'm looking to I had a few people reach their goal. They're transitioning now. I'm looking to bring in a few more clients. If you've been supporting them well and you've been building a relationship, they would be glad to do that for you. Again, I'll offer them a Starbucks gift card for doing that. Ask friends and family for referrals. Have you thought about that? Do you have some friends? They don't even have to be clients. They don't have to be on program. You have a best friend. Can you just go to them and say, hey, would you post? I'm looking for some more clients. You know what? If you opened a business, that's one of the first things you do. You'd go and ask your friends to tell everybody about it. Hey, hand out these flyers for me. Hey, post on your Facebook. Do that with your Take Shape for Life business. Ask your friends. Ask your family. Would you be willing to refer somebody to me, or post on their Facebook? Ask them to tag you in the post as well. That works really well. Hey, would you be willing to post on Facebook? Tag me. You can even help them write that post. Make it very easy for them. Send them a sample post. Hey, would you be willing to post this? Just fill in your name and this and that. And these 4 things that are up on the screen right now, if you apply just these 4, this will bring you multiple clients. So I encourage you to do that. Don't skip these. All right, getting close to the end here. 8, number 9. Okay, number 9. Contact inactive clients. You've got clients that have transitioned off the program, or for whatever reason they've stopped being on the plan. Reach out to them. Ask how they're doing. Ask them for referrals. Ask them if they would be interested in jumping back on plan. Depends on where they're at, why they went off plan, where they're at in their life, but reach out to them. Continue to build that relationship and just see if they need any support. Ask how they're doing in their health journey. There's a bunch of different ways to approach that, but it's a very good idea. You may have some inactive clients right now, and I've seen this happen, where I just reached out saying, hey, just want to see how the health journey is coming. This is to clients who didn't make it to their goal weight. For whatever reason, couldn't do it. And they've jumped back on and said, hey, you know what? I was really been thinking about this. Glad you reached out. I'm ready to get started again. You never know. 2 or 3 inactive clients coming on board might help you get to your goal here by the end of the month. All right, number 10, and we have just a few more. Follow up. This is very important on every person you've talked to and you've shared the program with. Hopefully you're keeping good records. Again, I'm not going to spend a lot of time training on that, but when you talk to somebody about Take Shape, write down their name on a follow-up sheet. Very important. A well-being tracker where you can keep notes about the phone call. You should have all those in a binder or some kind of system. So you should be able to take that out right now and flip through all of those and just start making calls, shooting texts out, shooting messages out. People might be ready. They just need to hear from you. If you've got messages in Messenger or in your phone, search through whatever system you have. This training is not about creating a system. There are other ones out there. But contact every person you've talked to. Go through that list. I've seen coaches bring on 4 or 5 clients just from doing that in a couple of days. Also, even people that have just inquired, maybe they've said, hey, you posted something on Facebook, hey, I'd love to know what you're doing, and you just have never been able to connect on a phone call. Don't forget about those people. They have expressed an interest. They have let you know they are concerned about their health and they want to know more. Maybe they just got scared. Maybe life happened. Maybe they got busy, but they are also a prospect and a potential client. So don't forget about them as well. So do that right away. Follow up on everyone and you'll be amazed at what will happen there. Number 11, and then we have just one more. Offer incentives to fence sitters. Get with your business coach and come up with strategy. You can offer scholarships in the form of cash on account. Your business coach can walk you through how to do that. Sometimes if there's a couple that wants to join and it's too much, you might say, hey, listen, I'll give you each $25 off. We'd just love to bless you and see you guys be able to do that, or $50 off, depending on what your goal is. I don't recommend you ever pay for anybody's program completely, but I've offered some substantial discounts before because I've been blessed financially and I'm able to do that. and also because I wanted to reach some goals or help other people reach some goals. Or I just really wanted to see somebody be able to get on program. So don't be afraid to invest some money in your business. Sometimes all people need is just a little nudge. And if you tell them, especially again, if you're at the end of the month trying to reach a goal, if you tell them that, hey, this is only good until the end of the month, then that creates that urgency we were talking about earlier. And you'll see some people that'll tip over and jump on board. And I've had some incredible clients that have become incredible coaches because I offered an incentive at the end of the month. I'm not saying you do that for everyone. I'm not saying you do it a long time before the end of the month. That's a last 2 or 3 days of the month thing. Talk it over with your business coach to see if that's a good idea. Okay, that's very important. All right, and number 12, we're finally at the end of the training, so you can get into action. And here's number 12 to wrap the whole thing up. Here you go. Get into action now, right now. Turn this off. Wait, we're not done. Don't turn it off yet. Here's the deal. If you're scared, get into action. If you're discouraged or you're disappointed because your business hasn't been going or somebody said no or this happened, somebody dropped off plan, whatever, you know what? Get into action. That drives out discouragement. It drives out disappointment. It drives out fear. Action is a powerful, powerful thing. If you're feeling lazy and you just don't feel like doing anything, you know what? Do it until you feel like it. Even if you never feel like it. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for inspiration. Just get into action. Because you know what? When you start doing it, guess what? You're doing it. Wow. I know. Blow your mind, right? Just do it. Get into action. So if you aren't sure about stuff, just do it. Get into action. If you're unsure, those two are really weird to end with. If you aren't sure, get into action. If you're unsure, get into action. So I don't know. Maybe this is for one of you out there. You're just totally not sure. I don't know. Putting a training together quick for you guys. All right. So get into action. Lastly, connect with your business coach and tell them, do it today. Shoot a text out right now if you have not already been in contact with them and say, I am ready to run no matter what. I'm reaching that goal by the end of the month. I'm ready to put these things into action, and let's do this. Do them quickly. Get into action now. Thanks for letting me come into your world for a few minutes. Let's get out there, as Dr. A says, and help get America healthy, and let's get you to your goals, and let's change some lives. All right. You guys are amazing, and I look forward to hearing about your success. We'll see y'all later.